I think that it will potentially be the album that defines us, and I'm totally okay with that because I absolutely love it front to back. It's the most thought we ever put into anything. So if this is our master of puppets, then I'm in.
Bryan, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Feeling good. Excited about the future of everything. Yeah, I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm not too bad. I get to talk to you, so there you go. A little bit of ass kissing at the start of the interview,
I love it. It's okay.
Flattery will get you anywhere. Awesome. So, well, excited about the future, but obviously excited about the very near future. We're not too far anymore from September 6th. It's going to be here before we know it, with the new album, The Death Card, coming out. Now, it is going fast for you guys. Like, this is album number 4. No, the third album in 4 years, right?
Third album in 4 years, yeah.
That, even by pop standards, that's fast, So, is it too fast? Like, do you have the time to take a step back and appreciate, or is it just roller coaster?
I don't know. Someone said to me the other day when I was doing a different interview, and they're like, so you guys have done 3 albums in 4 years. I was like, shit, we have. I was like, that's like crazy to me, because like, I don't know, you don't really think about that, but honestly, it's like, I don't know, like the way that we are as people, like our band is, we are so work centric, and we are pretty quick when it comes to getting things out, and we don't like to sit on things for too long, because if you sit on it, it's never going to see the light of day. Because I remember when we were writing for Welcome to Chaos, we wrote like 200 demos, and 200 of those demos never saw the light of day because we sat on them for so long because we were working during COVID. But I feel like, as far as like, is it going too fast? No, because I feel like, I feel like we've been going really slow, and so it's like, it's this weird thing for me, because I'm like, it is pretty fast, and on paper it seems pretty fast, but the way it feels to us is it feels pretty slow. The only issue now is that when we have to perform a live set, if we can only fit, 9 songs in a live performance, what songs do we play now? Because now it's gotten like to the point where it's like, damn, this is hard. We got to cut some of our favorites. Yeah. So that's the only thing where I'm like, we have too much music now. But I don't think it's been too fast, and I do think that we get to sit back and enjoy, the fruits of our labor. And so I think it's been honestly at a perfect pace, especially in the modern age.
I know from behind the scenes the buzz that is going on in the industry for your band, and how a whole team is working with you to push you, and that's great to see. But all these things combined, like, it's going fast, reception is great, the industry is buzzing, third album, everybody always is excited about a third album. All these things combined, does that create unnecessary pressure for you guys? How do you deal with all of that?
I feel like it would have created unnecessary pressure if we knew early on that there was this kind of pressure, like while working on the album. But we had no idea. We were just writing the music because we love music, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that, though, definitely makes me really excited and really hopeful. Because, as, the creator of it, I feel that this is our best work yet. This is our best work, that we've ever done. It's cohesive across the board. And I think that it is, it has its own sound to it. It's got its own, like, it defines itself. And so I'm really excited for it to be released. I'm really hopeful for this album. I think that it will potentially be the album that defines us, and I'm totally okay with that because I absolutely love it front to back. It's the most thought we ever put into anything. So if this is our master of puppets, then I'm in.
The Death Card, depending on where you are in the world, a tarot or a tarot card. Obviously, for those that know the whole list of songs on the album, know that it's more than just the title of the album that is inspired by that. The death card itself, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean an end or dying. It usually means new beginnings. So
Yeah, exactly.
help us understand that double meaning behind this title.
Well, there's a couple things, us as a band and as individuals and like everything that we were doing. We're like, it's time to leave the past behind. Throughout the past, you know, year, well, last year really, of just touring and writing music and cutting ties with people. We cut ties with a lot of people. You know, the four core members of our band, we are still intact, and we're stronger than ever. We are the type of people that are always on the same page with all the decisions we make, because we know that we have to be. We have to work as a unit. And so for us, it was like, it's time to cut ties with the things that are really holding us back, you know, whether it be the suits that are telling us how we need to sound, or the people that are just kind of being toxic to our existence with one another. We were like, it's time to start cutting ties with these people and like get rid of this shit. It's time to close this door of Fame on Fire, leave it in the past, and move on to the next chapter of it all. And so, you know, there is the title track, The Death Card, and the name of the album is The Death Card. And so the whole thing is us pretty much killing off our old selves and moving towards the new chapter of Fame on Fire.
Yeah. Again, spoken like somebody who feels like he's been doing this for 30 years, but it's only 3.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, back in the old days, you know.
it's been a long ride.
Yeah.
But like the next wave of us and like what we're doing right now and how we are as a band, it feels so cohesive, and it just makes so much sense, and it's like everything that I've ever wanted.
You've done a lot of fun stuff. I think you recently did like another acoustic show as well. You guys have played a bunch of covers and all that kind of good stuff. Mm-hmm. Today already, with seeing how everything has been accelerating, and you kind of have to fit a little bit more in these, you know, bigger plans and teams around you. Are there now already things that you miss from the very early days? Because you're going to have less and less flexibility. I'm not going to say less freedom, but you're going to have somewhat less flexibility.
I don't know, because like the only thing that I could possibly miss was like the ability to like kind of fuck around, do whatever we wanted, because that no longer really exists. Like we can do what we want, but like it's got to make sense to the branding of everything, because once you figure out your branding, though, you're locked in for the most part. You know, right now we're locked into it, but honestly, for the most part of everything, no, this is like we are getting exactly what we wanted now.
Okay.
Like everything that we have worked towards is this.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's focus on this album in a couple of specific things as well, because I mean, I've obviously had a chance to listen to the full album, but a couple of songs at this point have been released, you know, as videos, and a lot of people are reacting to that. Let's talk about the Suicide the Lovers song and also video. I did take my time to go through, you know, what are people saying, commenting, what have you, and you see one by one people like, you know, sharing how they connect with the song for different reasons, some because of heartbreak, some because of mental health struggles, some unfortunately because of suicide. Survival, great, but some because they, you know, had that experience close to them. Does it register to you and the guys in the band that your music is starting to have a proper profound impact on people?
Yeah, we like, people will come up and talk to us about this, especially when we do like any sort of meet and greet, if we're doing like a VIP, or even if we're just like meet fans out in the wild, right? People will tell us, they're like, your music saved my life, and like it's always like a crazy feeling to me, because like, you know, growing up and listening to all these sorts of bands that I listen to, like I felt the same way. I'm like, without this music, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be doing this. And also, I do think it takes a lot of courage for people to like say those sorts of things, because like, I'm like, it's so cool. And like, I'm happy to be that outlet for you. I'm happy to be someone that can provide some sort of escapism for you. Because, you know, I felt that way about so many bands and so much music throughout my life. And at the same time, I also do it for me. These songs help me, because if I wasn't able to get this out, I don't know if I'd be here right now.
Right.
So like the fact that people are connecting with it, and also the fact that people are really connecting with the Lovers, because we have noticed this, that people are connecting with the Lovers, because we were kind of iffy about releasing it as a single, but like I was the one that pretty much pushed it. I was like, I think this should be a single. I think that it shows like diversity in lyricism, and like having a song that talks about love, as almost taboo as that is in the rock world. I was like, I want to actually have a song that is about this like deep obsessive love that is destroying you. For me, writing about that was like important, because I've been through that. I'm sure a lot of other people have been through that too.
You mentioned this might be taboo for the rock world. Now you guys are not afraid to color outside of the lines, and color might be the right word. We're in a bit of a moment where there's this whole wave of, it's called colorful or accessible, and I don't mean that as a bad word, because in rock that often is also a bad word, but accessible like hard rock, metalcore, post-hardcore, what have you, that is doing really well, and all bands that are not afraid to show color in the most broad way that you can interpret that statement. With bands like Bad Wolves and Bad Omens and then Ice Nine Kills have kind of like shown that path in the last few years. Totally. You guys are kind of like on that path as well. Is it time for rock to reclaim a more prominent role again in the mainstream? We've even seen Gojira now play at the Olympics, so anything is possible.
that was so big, man. I was like so fucking stoked for that. It's interesting that this conversation is starting to happen more and more and more, but I think that like, well, I know, just it's like almost a fact at this point that rock is making a major comeback. We have big personalities, we have massive songs, we have all these ingredients that are like that make a scene very powerful. We have a lot of journalists such as you, we have a lot of podcasts that are going on, we have a lot of things that are happening that really help out the entirety of the scene. There's new fans going to all these shows. There's fans that are fans of only Taylor Swift that are showing up to like a Bad Omen show. Why? It's because Taylor Swift's on stage playing guitar and she's got Paramore opening for her. And these people are like, oh, Taylor Swift's playing guitar, Paramore just played guitar, that's cool, I want to get into guitar music. Oh shit, a band like Bad Omens exists, or Fallen in Reverse, and they're like, oh, what else exists in this genre? That's how people fall into this community, and then they're like, oh, it's not a hollow community of people that don't give a shit about each other. It's actually a community of people that really care about each other and want to help each other out, want to see each other thrive. And so people get into this community, they're like, this is cool, I want to be part of this. I mean, that's why I'm here. I got introduced by bands like Disturbed and Avenged Sevenfold,
right?
And I was like, and like they showed early on that they had this community. You look at the Unholy Confessions music video, and they had their fans in it. I remember I was like, that's so fucking cool, I'm a fan, I want to be in something like that. It's like people like it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and like we are definitely seeing the effects of all the work that people put in, the uniqueness of the songwriting, the uniqueness of characters in the scene. It's all super important to make the scene massive.
So what you're telling me is that Fame on Fire is just a teenage boy's dream to be in a music video gotten completely out of control.
Exactly. You have fucking nailed it.
You dug a hole to bury me, you dragged me through the mud, and
with this album, with the thought that went into the way it looks, the way it sounds, and everything coming together, that gives you also the ammo, let's call it, to do some really cool live production. Now, I know that it's not always possible to do whatever you want to do when you're supporting somebody, when you have to play festivals where you're limited in time and stuff like that. But, if you had little restrictions, especially for headlining shows that are going to come up, what's the vision? What would you like to build on stage?
I mean, like, honestly, I would really like some video walls. I think those are super sick. I like video walls. If I could have fire, I would have fire every single night. I think fire is so fucking cool.
With a name that you guys have, there has to be at least one flame somewhere.
that's what I'm saying. There's got to be like one, even if it's a little flame, just get a lighter out. But I would love to just like program like work with a lighting director and like sit there and go through like all of our lights and the way it looks. You know, there's bands that I think have done a really good job at it. Bad Omens is one of those bands that I haven't been to the most recent shows, but I've seen videos online of like their lights are just absolutely absurd. And I know that they have had, you know, they've had first, like they were the ones that were in control of how it was going to look, the chaos that it was going to look like. And I'm like, that's super sick. So for me, when it comes to our live shows, it's like, I want to be the guy that stands there at the rehearsal with the light guy, and I want to go, no, we need more craziness here. Or for, you know, the video walls, like what does the imagery look like on the video walls? I want it to be weird. I want it to be creepy, but comfortable in a way. So I kind of want to, that's where I'm at with it. If we can get that, I'm down. But, you know, budget is very much a thing. And it's based on how much you're going to make on that tour. So if we could do something like that, I'm totally down. If not, we're going to have like a really sick lighting package. And just like some really cool lights, some geysers, and then eventually fire. Maybe.
There you go. There you go. And that's with all that in mind, also that you said earlier, like this album is a bit of a new beginning and you're kind of closing the door on the past. What does that mean for, you know, you've got a tour coming up in the fall. What does that mean for that? What can we expect from that? Are you closing quite literal the door on the past, and are we expecting only new songs? Like what's the thought there?
I don't really 100% know yet. We have a rough idea of what our set list is going to look like, but we are just really excited to play the new record. We can't forget totally about where we come from and everything like that. But we are playing a set that there is no covers in. It's only original music, and there might be one song from Welcome to the Chaos, or maybe two. But you know, as of right now, there's nothing from our first record. There's nothing from our first EP. There's no older covers. It's just new music and maybe one or two from Welcome to Chaos.
There you go. All good stuff for us to look forward to. But most importantly, September 6th, the new album's coming out. And I wish you guys the best of luck with that entire cycle. I know that this train is not going to slow down anytime soon for you guys. Bryan, I hope to see you up here in Canada soon. If not, we'll just have to find ways to see you somewhere else. But
we will be back.
Keep our fingers crossed. We'll keep our fingers crossed. There you go. I wish you all the best with this release, man. And I can't wait to see you again and catch up.
Thank you, Jasper. Appreciate it.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.